Welcome to the new improved version of Kitchen Drink. I am your host, Tio Antonio, and as we let down our hair in the kitchen once again, I've got some exciting news for those of you that have been watching my sort of half-assed attempts to do live uh, uh, streams from here and in my kitchen and such. And so I'm kind of experimenting and kind of getting my camera together. And hey, I discovered this really neat magical device called a tripod. And so rather than my phone, I've got a camera. Now the picture quality isn't going to be great because it's not a great camera, but I'm doing what I can to have a little fun here on the Kitchen Drink. Once again, we're going to be doing, I've just been making pizza and stuff recently, but today I'm going all out, and I'm going to show you here. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Isn't that lovely? All the stuff that I'm going to be working with today, and we'll do a couple of different live drops today as the meal progresses, but I'm doing beef curry, and today, so we're going to have all kinds of wonderful stuff to transform our ginger, our garlic, sweet potatoes, all right, sweet potatoes, lemons, because this is also going to go, all these ingredients, plus all this cool stuff, all these spices, and so in a minute, we've already done a rub, and you can see my kitchen. I'll straighten it out a little bit as I go back over here, and we've already done a rub. So get this and this. I'm losing containment here, and so here's the it wasn't really a rub. It was more like we did a brine last night and got the beef nice and salty and delicious and cut up into small chunks. This is just what I want to say, a rump roast. All right, and then I got in my local Sprouts Market, and times is tough money wise. Always look for bargains. And it's kind of cool because Sprouts out here, we're pretty fortunate, to have a bunch of those out here. And after talking to the butcher there recently, he said, hey, we're like a regional Sprouts, and we get a lot of their meat when there's like bought too much, and they put it on really deep specials. So Sprouts has really quality beef and stuff like that oftentimes you can get for like less than the price of hamburger or chicken or something like that. And so I go over there and get that kind of stuff. We bought I made brats last night, with cabbage and onions. It was quite delicious. And so 25 cents a brat. I mean, what a deal. So anyhow, so we got our beef. Ta-da, beef. Here, let's adjust down. Oh, this is fun. I actually have a camera now that works like this. So I got my beef. We're going to make a curry rub for this. And one of the Henry came in to visit. One of the most important secret ingredients here is garam masala powder. You can get all sorts of different garam masalas, and it's like each different brand has kind of a different combination of spices. And so I don't know, about 10 different spices in it, cardamom and cumin and all this stuff. And I'm going to add more. So garam masala is going to form the foundation, and we'll add like cayenne pepper and turmeric and some of this here hot spicy smoked paprika. You'll see lemongrass up here. And ginger. I'm going to make a lemongrass and ginger tea as well that is quite refreshing and very delicious. I'm a huge fan of ginger, both medicinally and just because it tastes so darn good. So ginger is your friend, and ginger is a big friend around here. Oh, we forgot another good friend, shallot, that is going into this dish. So these are the primary components that you're seeing that are going to turn this into a fabulous, fabulous beef curry. Now, for those of you that might go and say, well, that's not authentic after you watch it. I spend at least minutes researching on YouTube frequently, and I work very hard to get a combination of recipes. This recipe is a combination between someone who doesn't really know how to work with spices and a person who I think is a native of India And so I combine the two. This does not have fresh, like roasted seeds, and that's the best way to do it. All right, some of you who in the comments are going to say, well, you know, you really need to roast those seeds, those mustard seeds and those cumin seeds fresh, and grind them to get the optimal flavor. Of course you do. I'm not going to do that today. I am, on the other hand, going to discuss our not sponsor, Carlsberg. Carlsberg Danish style Pilsner. Oh, it's a style. I'm not sure where it's made. Probably in Jersey or something. But it is a Danish style Pilsner, and frankly, one of my favorites. And it's going to be used in this dish today. Red wine. You can use stock. You know, and I'm kind of making a stock. I've got some tomato sauce that we're going to use stock, but this is going to be our companion on today's voyage, culinary voyage and exploration, otherwise known as Kitchen Drink. So let's start with our Carlsberg. You know, we got to start somewhere, and we've already prepped a lot, at least the meat, and we're going to get the spice blend together, and let's get let's make a mess. No, let's get some kind of a glass out of here. That's what I was trying to say, a glass. Those things, you know, they're very necessary. Now, I could drink it out of the can, but I just don't want it. So not finding the glass that I'm in search of and wanting to provide you with top-notch entertainment, I will let you look at the food and go, I'll have some of that food at some point, please. And so something has told me that my precious beer glass has disappeared. I don't know why, but I do have a beer glass, but you know, at least one. But today we're going to use the chalice. So as I get my first beer poured, this is the first beer poured, yeah, first and maybe not last, I don't know. We're going to make our seasoning mix very quickly. And then toss that beef in there and toss it back in the fridge for a minute. We are going to take. Oh, wait a minute! You only saw the. There we go. Cheers. Absolutely, cheers. Okay, so first sip of Carlsberg, very tasty. Now, normally I am not much of a beer drinker these days, but I will never pass on Carlsberg. It is a fine Pilsner and a great thing to drink with. So we want to get our spices. We want to get a little bowl of some sort. How about here? Here's a bowl. And let's move this back a little tiny bit. There we go. Okay. There we go. You can even see me. Can you see the? Oh, no, you can't quite see the bowl. There. See, I'm getting better at this, folks. I'm going to make this into a top-notch YouTube live streaming channel, which reminds me, do not forget, subscribe, like, notifications, all those things. Comment if you have something to say. Say, man, I like the way that food looks. The other day, someone complained. Well, I wouldn't say complained. They commented about my. I didn't finish a pizza recipe I was trying to do, so I'm sorry I didn't finish it that day live. But boy, that pizza was good. So. Looking for a teaspoon measuring thing because my associate cook oftentimes puts things where I just can't find them, and I'm getting old, and I don't usually do a ton of measuring, so we're kind of going by feeling here. We want to put some cayenne, a nice bit of cayenne. All right. We want to put some of this here smoky and hot chili powder because we like a good, hot, spicy curry around here. We don't mess around. A lot of these recipes, put in a quarter teaspoon. That'll make it nice and hot and spicy. It will not. So, and I'm just, like I said, because this is going to be a little seasoning for the meat and for the pot. So for our gravy. Turmeric here. Here's some. So you've seen turmeric. You've seen cayenne pepper. This. What is this stuff? Smoked paprika and chili. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is an essential in these things, and a delicious one at that. Oh, I should have just shaken it out instead of dumping it out. But you know what? The more cinnamon, the merrier. So there goes in cinnamon. And I'm going to show you if you can see the color of this thing when it's turning, it's really, really pretty. And let's get the white pepper open. Now we have white pepper. You can, use like fresh ground black pepper is nice. I'm trying a little white this time. I don't usually use it that often, but I'm gonna try some white pepper. And let's see, what other dries do we have? We put our turmeric in there. We got our white pepper. Maybe some salt. Well, wait a minute. We salted this really heavily. So, do you think we need salt? Not in the rub right now. Later in the mix, because we have to flavor these and other things, but not in the rub. So let's continue. And here's our secret ingredient, our delicious exotic spice blend. Put that in there. A bunch of the garam masala and some coriander cumin powder. The other day I went to get coriander and I got a big bag of it, and I realized I had a combination coriander cumin powder, which they're kind of similar, I guess. I don't know. But coriander cumin powder. Speaking of sourcing out good food locally, where you go and finding the best deals, because you gotta those of you that have families and busy lives and people you gotta feed, you have to first of all you have to have forks and knives and things, but you have to kind of watch your pennies. And we're really fortunate where I'm at to have a wonderful market, the Redlands Ranch Market. So I'm going to mix my spices up here, so you'll see in a minute how amazing the colors. It comes in kind of a grayish, but it's got a real pretty color. Not gray. I'm colorblind, and not a grayish, a reddish, brownish kind of gray. That wouldn't be pleasant. So we'll get this all stirred up. But I go to Redlands Ranch Market, and it's billed as an international market, and it really is. They have a wonderful produce and prime meats and just all sorts of stuff from around the world. So you want great spices, and I got like my lemongrass there, and all the spices you see. I got ghee at this place. So all the stuff you see, I got from the Redlands Ranch Market. Seek out some of those local markets. The produce at some of our regional Asian markets, like 99 Ranch, are just phenomenal. And so you can get great. You might have to shop around a little bit, but you get great bargains at these places. And I mentioned Sprouts earlier for various cuts of meat. And the ranch market they take care of me for everything. Look at this beautiful shallot. Look at this thing. Look at that. The ginger this is about a week old, so it's not as fresh as it was when I first got it, but they have wonderful fresh ginger. So all these things are going to go into our pot in our Dutch oven and make this wonderful concoction we call beef curry. Wait. Let's have a sip. Every time we say beef curry, I've got to take a sip. So you playing along at home, have a sip, beef curry. And I'm back. I wandered off. But so for any of you that are, that's because I got a bright light behind me. See, that's why I'm shining like I have a halo behind me. To see, if I turn it off, then you can't see me at all, and I'm standing in the dark, looking very, very. I don't know. I kind of like the color. Anyhow, but I'll have to deal with that light later. Light back on so I can see. So remember, every time I say beef stew, bottoms up. It's actually beef curry. So if I say beef stew, then have a second drink because I've made a mistake, and I must pay for that mistake by having 2 drinks. All right, we have our. There you go. Boy, I really like cameras that do things. We have our beef. We're going to dust said beef. I wish I had a beef duster of some sort. Wait, I may have a beef duster of some sort. Look what I have. I've improvised and found an empty pepper jar that will make a fine. Oh, there's even some pepper in it. Well, you know, the more the merrier. So I'm going to attempt to empty it into here. This is a feat of legerdemain. Legerdemain? I don't know. Oh man, it's okay. Because you know what? I got most of it in there. And I want to mix it up some more because I see some chunks in there that don't look quite mixed in. Get your powder mixed together, folks. Make sure it's mixed nicely. All right. So I've got more of the stuff. And you're wondering, well, why don't you sprinkle it over? Why waste our time? Because your time right now is my time. So let's put some of this in here because I want to sprinkle it in here on the beef. Get a nice even coat. And I'm spilling plenty of it, but you know, what's a little sprinkle between friends, right? But that looks like plenty for now. If any more, I'll put more in there. But here we go. We're gonna make this nice nice pile of stuff, and gotta kind of move some of it around a little bit. So get your seasoning on here, and it's like a dry rub, for any meat. But this is got about 20 different flavors in it that your average salty steak just doesn't cut it, man. So, and I do love beef stew. We have a lot of beef stew around here. I have kind of worked pretty diligently at figuring out beef stew this year or last year, 2024. We are now 2025, of course. But just remember, there's always ways to put a little tasty food on your table and brighten up your day. Good food always brightens up any day. You have a bad day and you have a good meal, man, it kind of makes that go away. So yeah, but this was I don't know, $6 a pound at Sprouts for this roast, and I mentioned the bratwurst I bought before for 25 cents a brat, and it was just a stellar deal. So we're cooking the heck out of this. We're really giving it a whole lot of seasoning love. But as you can see, there's still some pink siding to it. So we want to get it all covered up. I see the sniffles today. I think my allergies are acting up. We're going to cover it all up. And I still see a lot of pink. And unlike in life where, rosy, pink, healthy things are nice, in this case, you don't want to see pink. All right, there we go. There we go. We covered. Look at all that seasoning. Look at that amazing, delicious curry seasoning going on our beef. And so, is anybody there? You're probably not. I don't see anybody. So no one's watching. This will replay, and somebody will get to see it and go, curry beef. And so, I made the mistake. So I got some of the cayenne pepper under my nose. It's not feeling pleasant. You got to watch out when you're handling chili. Yeah, don't. Be careful. Wash your hands thoroughly. So that's looking pretty good. I'm almost there. I still see some kind of, where I wouldn't mind having a little more seasoning on it. There you go. Because the more seasoning, the merrier in this case. All right. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty darn good. I think we are. Now, I must call the seasoning master in here, our mystery seasoner, so he can give his thumbs up because he seasons everything here around here usually, but I am seasoning today, so he has to give his official thumbs up and say, yes, that is indeed a well-seasoned tray of beef. Hey, mystery seasoner, front and center. Mystery seasoner does not want to come to the door. I think that's plenty. I think that's wonderful. Take a look. Look at that. Look amazing. All right. That's on its way. As I sniff my life away, this is on its way to becoming beef curry. Back in the fridge. Back in the fridge. back in the fridge to marinate, ruminate, and do whatever these things do. So going to see, I'm still getting used to this thing. You'd think that I've never operated a camera before. Yes, I have. It just looks like I haven't. So, but I'm working on it. As in life, we all work on things and try and get them exactly the way we want them. But oftentimes we just don't get there, do we? All right. Just for the heck of it, before I go any further, beef curry. Now, to be a little snobby about it, and beer snob, this is one of my favorite beers, and I got again Redlands Ranch Market. What a deal! Often of these things, if you can find them, they're $10 to $15 a 4-pack. 4-pack. Ranch Market had them for $6. You had to buy it by the case. So, of course, there's a case in the refrigerator of Carlsberg. So enjoy, and even if you don't imbibe, you can still enjoy episodes of Kitchen Drink. Grab yourself a nice cold beverage of your choice, cup of coffee. You like hot beverages? I like coffee. Which leads us to our next bit of cooking and prep today, because I gotta prep all this stuff. All this. Look down here. There you go. I gotta prep all of this stuff. I'm gonna be making sweet and sour out of the lemons. There's the sugar in the lemon, so we're getting some sweet and sour in a little bit. I've got the ginger that I have to that's going to go both in the curry and in my ginger lemongrass tea. So I'm going to prep all this stuff, clean it all up, chop it, get it ready, and then I'm going to come back in a bit. So if you're interested in continuing with me on our journey to culinary madness, see lighting. I need better lighting. Oh, look. We shall let sleeping dogs lie right now. Yes, we will, because Henry's resting. But for those two or none of you that were enjoying this, I'll be back in a little while with more Kitchen Drink, continuing the next phase of it, which will be all the chop stuff. I don't want to sit here for 2 hours with the camera on and have you listen to me chop. That's just not fun. But you will get to see the assembly and all the other ingredients come back in another hour or so. Pull up a drink and join me, your old friend Tio Antonio, on part 2 of Kitchen Drink, Beef Curry, and Carlsberg Pilsner. So there I am.